Hello, I am Corey, and I will be presenting our work called GMD, Guided Motion Diffusion for Controllable Human Motion Synthesis. Recently, motion diffusion models such as MDM enable realistic human motion synthesis. However, the synthesis can only be conditioned on the text descriptions and lacks the abilities to condition on 3D signals such as spatial constraints. In this work, our objective is to enable synthesis of motion from both the given text and spatial information. We explore motion synthesis with additional signals, including reference trajectories, keyframe locations, and collision avoidance. However, we found that directly using the guidance tricks within painting, as suggested by MDM, does not work well with spatial conditioning and create motion inconsistency, such as skating. Here, we review the concepts related to our work. First, in the motion diffusion model, the motion is represented by a sequence of vectors describing the pose at each frame, with the majority focusing on joint locations. As a result, only a small fraction of the motion matrix is used to represent 3D human location. Second, with the diffusion model, the motion is generated by repeatedly denoising the output until the clean motion x0 is obtained from the random noise xt. For text conditioning, the text prompt is encoded by the clip model. The text vectors, together with the step number and the noisy motion, are fed to the model to predict either the approximated clean motion or the noise at step t. However, this creates a problem when the motion is conditioned on sparse guidance, such as trajectories or keyframe location. However, with sparse guidance signal, such as target location, the imputing will only affect a small fraction of the motion metric. By the denoising nature of the diffusion model, the guidance will likely be treated as noise and ignored in the subsequent steps. Our solution is to make the guidance dense in both dimensions using our proposed methods, emphasis projections and then gradient propagations. With emphasis projection, we increase the importance of trajectory information by first scaling them by a factor c, which in turn makes them more important. Then, we randomly project the vectors and renormalize them to have a unit norm. As a result, we make the model less likely to generate poses that are inconsistent with the trajectories. Next, with dense gradient propagation, we exploit the property of a denoiser that can be used to propagate gradient at any given frame to its neighbors. By design, the diffusion model itself is a denoiser. Thus, we can use it to propagate sparse gradient at specific frames to make it a dense ones that affect the whole vectors. In practice, this means we can use AutoGrad to compute the gradients of the spatial loss with respect to the noisy motions xt through the model. Without dense guidance, the generated results completely ignore the keyframe conditions. Here, we demonstrate that our proposed methods enable the motion generations conditioning on spatial information. We show motions generated by our model on 4 conditioning tasks. First, the model is only conditioned on text prompts. Second, the model is conditioned on text prompts and given trajectories. Third, the model is conditioning on the text prompts and keyframe locations. In this task, the human body needs to arrive at specific locations at specific frames. And lastly, the model is conditioned on both text, keyframe locations, while also actively avoid collisions, which is described as an X mark on the ground. Please check our code project page and more results at the following links.